Hello and welcome to the channel. We're looking at the brakes on the 96 Trans Am. Just trying to get an idea of what I'll have to do to make the 2-piston caliper fit on the car here. So I already got my stainless steel brake line. And it looks like on the original here that this right here is where we'll mount cable. You can see this has the clip right here. Go, so that'll slide off and this will go down right here on that stud. So I'm just trying to get an idea before I do the swap how much work will be necessary. It's looking pretty good so far. So that clip looks pretty easy to maneuver. Looks like we'll just thread this onto our hard brake line there. That clip will be we'll spring it, so that doesn't look too hard at all there. And there's the elbow that we have in this whole caliper. We got this one painted. This will be the right side. This cable looks pretty good. It's a really good caliper size. Other than being a 2-piston, it's about the same. With the kit that I bought the whole package. Caliper, the new rotor, and the kingpin here. Got that all brand new, or not brand new, but used. Got all that stainless steel brake line, new studs, and some lug nuts for $150 for both sides. And eventually we'll get this on. Just looking at, I'm curious if these pieces right here actually end up being need to be replaced. I have them, but the biggest thing would be whether the disc makes a difference. We'll pop the trunk open here and get an idea. You've got one mount here, so I'm just kind of curious how the bolt mounting is right here on these kingpins. But we'll take a look at it. We'll get some parts out. We'll go ahead and weigh the wheel. I'm curious how much this wheel and tire weighs. So we'll take a look at that. So we're back with the camera. Got our parts out here. Just want to show you. In one of the videos, you've probably seen it already. Just showing you the original. There's the original shocks in the car from '96, original sway bar links, and this beautiful piece of work, this original sway bar or tie rod end. I'm gonna try to get that fixed. While I do the brakes, I'm gonna try to replace the shocks. We've got a new mount here that we're gonna replace. There that is right there. Just trying to do everything at once, so I don't have to do too much work. I'm looking at some Mevotech A-arms and lower A-arms. Just get those brand new. It'll have the a Zerk ball joint. It'll have the new bushings, and I think all the parts I priced by the same brand on eBay, Mevotech, M-E-V-O-T-E-C. I'll get the inner and outer tie rod ends, and there's another part I'm going to get. There's the sway bar links or sway bar bushings to replace that. But anyways, just for the whole front end rebuild, A-arms, upper and lower A-arms, and inner and outer tie rod ends, looking at like $358. But I think that'll cut a lot of work out of just trying to get the ball joints out. I don't really have that much time to mess with it, so in the next couple, probably after Christmas, I would say, unless we get really energetic and have a lot of time, we'll end up having the new brakes on. We'll have all the new shocks, the AGX by KYB, the adjustable shocks. Got them on the rear already, but we'll have all that on, and we'll see how it works. But I just want to show you the brakes. So I got a slide rotor. Gonna need to get that. It's got quite a bit of life left on it. Need to get that turned. Got the new steering knuckles with the whole kit. Decent wheel bearings as well. Good studs in those. So from what it looks like, we should be in pretty good shape there with the swap. Like I mentioned, I think in one of the earlier videos, to get the best performance, it's recommended to go to a 98 to 02 master cylinder. We'll talk about that later. See it over there. But I'm gonna get a scale And I'm curious about that, how much that tire weighs, being a aftermarket wheel. Then I'm also curious about if the wheel, how well it will fit over this brake assembly from the 98 to 02 cars. So we'll take a look at that. So here we go for the mock-up. We have the 2-piston caliper and the 12-inch disc in. I'll show you there. Lots of space there in between the edge of the rim and the caliper. Plenty of room for the rotor. So it'll look pretty good. We'll pull it up here. That's what it'll look like eventually. So there you go. There's the originals. Just roughly 11 inches. 7-inch disc. Go back to the car here. There's the right side. So there's a 12-inch disc. So once we get it all together, there's the other knuckle. Pretty nice wheel bearings too. So now I've got 2 sets of wheel bearings for the car. So once we get everything together, it'll look good and run pretty good.